Imagine a king, a figure draped in opulence, seated on a throne that commands respect and awe. His presence is a testament to the grandeur and authority of his reign. He is a man of flesh and blood. Beneath the crown and the robes, he is human, with vulnerabilities and emotions. His eyes, though stern, reveal the weight of the crown he bears. He bleeds, he ages. He will eventually die. The passage of time spares no one, not even those who seem invincible. His body, once strong and vigorous, will succumb to the inevitable decline. This is the king's body natural. It is the mortal shell that houses his spirit, the physical form that will one day rest in a tomb, remembered by history but no longer active in the world. Now imagine a king who represents something more. Beyond his physical presence, he embodies the very essence of his kingdom. His actions, decisions, and even his mere existence are symbols of the realm's stability and continuity. He is the embodiment of the kingdom itself. Every corner of the land, every subject, and every law is a reflection of his will and authority. His reign is not just a period in history, but a living, breathing entity that shapes the lives of his people. He is a symbol of power and authority. The crown he wears and the scepter he holds are not mere ornaments, but representations of the immense responsibility and power vested in him. This is the king's body politic. It is the intangible, enduring aspect of kingship that transcends the individual and becomes a perpetual institution. This idea, the king's two bodies, comes from the historian Ernst Kantorowicz. His work delves into the dual nature of medieval kingship, exploring how rulers were perceived both as mortal men and as eternal symbols of their realms. He argued that medieval kings had two distinct personas. One was tied to their physical existence, the tangible human side that experienced the same joys and sorrows as any other person. One was tied to their physical existence. This aspect of the king was subject to the same frailties and limitations as any other human being. It was the part of the king that could be wounded, grow old, and eventually die. The other transcended their mortal coil. This was the eternal, almost divine aspect of kingship that continued to exist even after the physical body had perished. It was the embodiment of the kingdom's continuity and the unbroken line of succession.
This concept might seem strange. In our modern world, where power is often seen as transient and tied to individuals, the idea of a dual nature of kingship can be difficult to grasp, but it was central to understanding power in the medieval world. The duality of the king's nature was a fundamental aspect of how authority and governance were perceived and maintained. The king's physical body might fade. His mortal existence was always temporary, subject to the ravages of time and the inevitability of death. But the institution of the monarchy would live on. The body politic, the enduring symbol of kingship, would continue to wield power and influence, ensuring the stability and continuity of the realm. This idea resonated far beyond Europe. The concept of a ruler embodying both a mortal and an eternal aspect found parallels in various cultures and civilizations around the world. It found echoes in other parts of the world. In Persia, for instance, the notion of a ruler's dual nature was also present, reflecting similar ideas about power, authority, and the human condition. One such place was Persia, where poets grappled with similar questions of power, authority, and the human condition. Their works often explored the delicate balance between the mortal and the eternal, the transient and the enduring, much like the medieval concept of the king's two bodies. Persian poets, like medieval kings, inhabited two distinct realms. They experienced the world through their physical senses, but they also explored the spiritual and intellectual landscapes of their inner selves. Their poetry became a space where these two bodies converged. Their words reflected their physical experiences, but they also transcended the limitations of the material world. Persian poets, particularly those who endured imprisonment, used their poetry to challenge the very notion of power. They asserted their own authority. They did this not through military might or political maneuvering. Instead, they wielded the power of words. Persian prison poetry provides a particularly poignant example. These poets, often imprisoned for their beliefs, transformed their suffering into a source of strength. Their physical confinement became a catalyst for spiritual and intellectual liberation. To understand the power of Persian prison poetry, we need to understand its historical context. The Abbasid Empire, once a beacon of Islamic civilization, was in decline. Political instability and social unrest were widespread. This tumultuous period witnessed the rise of powerful new dynasties. It saw the fragmentation of the Abbasid Caliphate. This political upheaval had profound implications for Persian poets. Many found themselves caught in the crosshairs of power. They were imprisoned for their political affiliations. They were persecuted for their beliefs. It is within this crucible of suffering that Persian prison poetry flourished. Confined within the walls of their cells, poets found solace and strength in their art. They transformed their physical prisons into spaces of creative resistance.
Nasir Khusraw, an 11th century Persian poet and philosopher, exemplifies the power of the poet's two bodies. Imprisoned for my religious beliefs, I transformed my cell into a space of profound reflection. My poetry became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. In my verses, I explored themes of justice, freedom, and the search for truth.
His physical body may have been imprisoned, but his spirit soared free through his words. He challenged his captors. He affirmed his beliefs. He connected with a wider audience who resonated with his message of hope and resilience. Khusraw's poetry reminds us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit yearns for freedom. It has the power to transcend physical boundaries.
Masʿud Salman, another prominent Persian poet, also endured imprisonment. His life and works are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. I lived during the 11th century and served as court poet to a powerful ruler. My position at court was one of prestige and influence, where my words were not just entertainment, but a reflection of the cultural and political climate of the time. Falsely accused of treason, I was imprisoned for over 20 years. The accusations were baseless, a result of courtly intrigue and jealousy. My imprisonment was meant to break my spirit, but it only strengthened my resolve. My poetry became a powerful tool for survival, a means of resisting the injustices I faced. In the solitude of my cell, I found solace in my verses, pouring my anguish and hope into every line. Each poem was a rebellion against the chains that bound me.
Salman's poems are filled with poignant laments on the fragility of life. They capture the essence of human suffering and the fleeting nature of existence, yet they also carry a profound sense of resilience and hope. They speak of the pain of separation from loved ones, yet they also radiate defiance and express an unwavering belief in justice. His words were a beacon of hope for those who suffered under tyranny, a reminder that the human spirit could not be easily crushed. His poetry transcended the physical boundaries of his prison cell, establishing his presence in the court and reminding his former patrons of his unjust imprisonment. Through his verses, he maintained a connection with the outside world, ensuring that his voice was heard despite his confinement. Salman's story, like Khusraw's, highlights the power of poetry to challenge power structures. It demonstrates how art can be a form of resistance, a way to speak truth to power and to inspire change. It gives voice to the voiceless and ensures that even within the confines of prison walls, the truth cannot be silenced. Salman's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of the written word, a reminder that poetry can be a lifeline in the darkest of times, a beacon of hope and a call to justice. The concept of the poet's two bodies is central to understanding Persian prison poetry. This idea delves deep into the essence of human existence, where the physical and the spiritual realms intertwine, creating a rich tapestry of expression and resilience. The poet's physical body, subject to the harsh realities of imprisonment, becomes a symbol of vulnerability. Yet it also represents resilience in the face of oppression. The frailty of their hands gripping the cold, unyielding bars is a stark reminder of their suffering, but it also highlights their unbroken spirit. The poet's spirit, expressed through their words, becomes a source of strength, allowing them to transcend their physical limitations. As they recite their verses, the sunlight streaming through the bars illuminates their serene expression, symbolizing the light of hope and creativity that cannot be dimmed by their confinement. This duality is often expressed through vivid imagery. The intricate calligraphy and vivid artwork in their manuscripts serve as a testament to their inner world, rich with imagination and beauty. contrasting sharply with the bleakness of their physical surroundings. Poets contrast the darkness of their cells with the brilliance of their inner world. The dark, oppressive environment of the prison is juxtaposed with the vibrant, lush imagery of gardens and sunsets, symbolizing the freedom and beauty that exists within their minds. They juxtapose the weight of their chains with the soaring flight of their imagination. The heavy, restrictive chains symbolize their physical captivity, while the imagery of flying birds represents their unbounded spirit, capable of transcending any physical barrier. The body is the canvas, the spirit is the ink. The act of writing becomes a sacred ritual where the poet's physical actions are infused with the essence of their spirit, creating a powerful and enduring testament to their inner strength and creativity. Together, they create a powerful testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. The celestial imagery and historical artwork depicting resilience serve as a reminder that the human spirit, when expressed through art and poetry, can overcome even the most daunting of circumstances. This duality is not limited to prison poetry. It permeates Persian literature and reflects a broader philosophical understanding of the human condition. The themes of duality, resilience, and the interplay between the physical and spiritual realms are woven throughout Persian literary tradition, offering profound insights into the nature of existence and the enduring power of the human spirit.